Hello, everyone. I am back from Korea, and we're back in playing Path of Exile. I just wanted to share with you guys my very lucky amulet craft, how you could craft it yourself, probably not as easy as I did, and try to set this up something a little bit different. This is effectively a best in slot, like nearly perfect amulet, actually, for both Fire Trap and folks that play Righteous Fire as well. It's actually a very simple craft. There's a lot of struggle starting off getting that plus gem level. As long as you don't get an unlucky regal, it's actually a fairly deterministic craft afterwards. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we would craft this in Craft of Exile, and then I'll just roll the rest of the footage showing how I actually crafted it on stream. Since the very hardest thing to hit here is the plus level of all skill gems, that's the first step that we're going to go for. Whenever you start a craft, right, you want to go to Craft of Exile. We're going to click Jewelry and then Amulet. We go down here to our mods, and we want to look at the weightings. If we look at level of all skill gems, it has a weighting of 50. That is 0.023% to hit as a full weight on the affixes right there. So that is very, very hard to hit. And what we're going to do is alteration spam. And this is the hardest part. This is the most painful part. If you have any way to make this easier, any way to make this easier, I strongly recommend it because this is very, very painful. I got incredibly lucky. The average is about 1 in 2,000 alterations to hit this. I got very lucky. I hit it in 45, which is absolutely absurd. I wasn't even planning on fully doing the craft on that stream, but as soon as I hit it, I knew I had to finish it. So you just alteration spam. And since we have a fractured suffix, what that means is about half the time, you're actually going to get nothing when you use an alteration because the alteration will hit the suffix and you just have to use an augment afterwards. So also we want to bless it up. We want to use intrinsic catalyst. For our build specifically, strength is very hard to get. So that is why on my version, I'm using intrinsic catalyst, try to push that strength up as high as possible. I get 72 strength on my amulet alone, gigantic percentage of my total strength on this build. Oh, well, that's a nice little sale. Here's a little interjection. For the challenges, I was doing blueprints this morning and I got a replica ferals. So that's a nice little sale in the middle of recording right now. As painful as Heist is, this is not painful. This definitely offsets a lot of the pain of doing that challenge. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. The basic idea here is we want to get as much strength as possible, right? I've crafted strength, something else would be pretty nice. What we're going to do is alteration spam into the plus level of all skill gems. So what you're going to see is when we use an alteration, right? I used it. Half the time you don't get anything, and then you have to go to an augment right here. And you're just going to be doing alteration, augment, doing this, go back to the augment, alteration, oh, we hit chaos right there. Pretty nice. Keep on doing this. This is a 1 in 2,000. This is going to be very, very painful. And the problem is it's not only alterations, it's also augments. So you got to stock up on a lot of those. In your all items here, I recommend typing level of all skill gems. And then this way it'll highlight when you finally hit that so you don't accidentally roll over it. I'm not going to do this whole thing right now, but yeah, you're just going to do that 1 in 2,000. It is very, very painful. Through the magic of Craft of Exile, let's say we finally hit it. That 1 of 2,000, it can take you 4,000, 6,000. We had one person in chat last league that was rolling Righteous Fire amulets, and it took them 16,000 to hit. Word of warning, this can be very, very painful, but it's still going to be on average cheaper than spending the 18 divines on the fractured base. For reference, the dot multi-fractured base for me was 7 divines. I've seen it between 6 and 8 divines on a good amulet base for the past week. So anyway, when we hit this, now, unfortunately, we are in an additional layer of RNG. The nice thing about this is once we get past this step, the RNG is over and it's basically deterministic. However, this part kind of sucks. So what we're going to do is regal and really, really hope that we get a suffix. All right, we got lucky. And I got lucky as well when I crafted this myself. The reason we want a suffix is we want to be able to clear off all of the additional mods and block a prefix, and then we can augment deterministically through harvest to get +1 fire gem. If we had a prefix here, unfortunately, what that would do is it would force us, let's go for a prefix. This forces us into a 50-50 because we know what our prefix is that we want to have. Unfortunately, this puts us in the situation where we have to annul, and then we're back to square one. If you annul your +1 level, you have to scour, and you're going back to square one, do your alteration spam again. That is the worst case scenario. You see that prefix that you regal, you're just very, very sad. You hope you hit this. All right, you're good to go. And then you're in a good situation. Now, this is actually cheaper than if you regal a suffix. If you annul, then you're good to go. You can multi-mod, we can do the augment. If you regal a suffix, now the nice thing is no RNG. However, what we have to do is craft prefixes can't be changed and scour. We have to do this because we require 2 crafted suffixes to block for the harvest augment. So unfortunately, in this situation, we have to do prefixes can't be changed and then scour. It's scary to do, but you will protect the prefix. So if I craft prefixes can't be changed, I scour and then safely remove all of the suffixes. And then this is the clean slate that we want to be on. From here, the craft is fairly deterministic. It's actually 100% safe and there is no risk any further. Once you hit this, you're good to go. What we do from here is we do can have 3 crafted modifiers. We do prefixes can't be changed. And then, because there are 2 fire prefixes, fire damage to attacks, and fire gems, we want to block fire damage to attacks. So this crafted T2 fire damage to attacks, this will then block the ability to hit that on the harvest augment. And then this guarantees 100% that the augment will hit +1 fire gems. So we go to harvest, we go to add remove, and then we go to fire. And what it does is it's add remove. Since prefixes can't be changed, it's guaranteed to remove either the can have 3 crafted modifiers or the prefixes can't be changed. So if we just click that, bada bing, bada boom. Now, while we still have prefixes can't be changed and the crafted prefix, unfortunately, ashling won't work. The reason for that is since we already have a filled prefix and they're protected, it has to remove prefixes can't be changed and then give you a suffix, which is okay. You can craft 55 life on the prefix, and then you can kind of like fill the suffixes, have a veiled suffix. That's totally safe. If we do syndicate ashling veil, this will guarantee remove prefixes can't be changed and give us a veiled suffix, just like that. Then what we could do is we could craft a suffix to block something. I would craft intelligence to block an intelligence unveil. And then we can just get something, right? Minimum power charges, not bad. Minimum endurance charges, pretty nice. Craft life on the prefix, slam suffixes, whatever to finish. So we could hit something like this. And then, you know, you could slam an additional suffix. Hey, tier 4 chaos res, pretty nice. That's a pretty good item, right? However, if we go back to where I had it, the safe play to do here, unfortunately, we have this fire damage to attacks, is to remove all crafted mods. Recraft prefixes can't be changed. It's going to cost you 2 more divines. Then you do an ashling from here, and you want to get that prefix, unveil the prefix. Hopefully you get life, but maybe there's something else that's pretty good. Then you can unveil the life, which is what I did, and then prefixes can't be changed again. This craft is not a cheap craft. And then what I did is, since we are happy with increased fire damage and a good fire res, either one of those was good for me for my build. I just did prefixes can't be changed, harvest reforged fire until I hit a nice fire res that then I wanted to change into cold res afterwards. But I would have been equally happy with just hitting increased fire damage as well, finding res somewhere else, get a little damage there, and then I crafted strength on top of that, and then that was my craft. Instead of ashling, however, I used a veiled chaos orb. There's actually a pretty good chance that you're safe doing this as well. It's going to be cheaper than using an ashling. It's going to be less hassle. But if you do mess it up and it fills the prefix and gives you a veiled suffix, you will be very, very sad. So just so you know, this is a little bit riskier of a play. It's not super risky, but it's a little risky. And we can demonstrate this. If I keep clicking, maybe it'll fill a prefix one of these times. There we go. So this is just the worst case scenario. Fills that fire damage to attacks. You can no longer get life on there. And then you're just unhappy with a veiled suffix. So really the safest play here is ashlings are really, really cheap right now. They're like 1 to 1.5 divines on TFT. I would recommend if you're already, you're already 4, 6, 8 divines into the craft on top of the fractured base, strongly recommend just buying the ashling. And if it gives you a veiled suffix, that's okay. You can do prefixes can't be changed, scour again, and then prefixes can't be changed. It's going to cost you 4 divines each time. Better than breaking your craft, right? Just do it until you get a veiled prefix. So anyway, that is all of the steps of the craft. Then you have your GG perfect amulet. Honestly, you could just use for a bunch of other builds. Enjoy the footage of me doing this craft live. I'm actually going to stream very, very early today, so I'm going to go get ready for that. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye. To the crucible trees, though. Use a randomizer? Nah. I really want to be like excited about something. Yeah, I mean a Raider Zoom is definitely compelling. Although, like, is it even worth using a Raider when you can just use a Pathfinder right now? Yo, Wolflux! Yo, thanks to the Prime, man. Trip was really, really fun. Really fun. Great food, of course. Bleed Toxic Rain. Giga Juice Blade Vortex? I mean, I did Original Sin Blade Vortex last league. If you want to look into that. Oh! Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? You can't imprint a fractured base, unfortunately. We just got to YOLO it. I'm a master crafter. All right, Regal, that's all we can do. Oh, we got it. All right, we got a suffix. Let's go. All right. Prefixes can't be changed. Look at this. Scariest thing you can do in your life. Boom. All right. Look at this. Boom. Look at that. Guaranteed. Look at that. See? See? I knew that you guys would have my back. I knew that you guys would have my back. All right. How much juice do I need? 15,000 purple juice. Nice. Watch this. Boom. Hey, look. Crazy. +1 fire. That's wild.
Hello.
Hello. That'll do. So I got cold res on here right now. I could do reforge cold. Prefix can't be changed. Reforge cold. Let's see. We gotta be smart about this. Hold on. Because I don't need chaos res, right? I just need a res. So reforge cold kind of sucks, right? Because we could get cold damage. Reforge fire. We could hit fire damage. We could hit tier 1 fire damage, which would be neat. And then if we hit fire res, we can switch fire to cold, right? I think that's the safest. Yeah, what is my cold res at right now? My cold res is very clean. So I would like 30-ish. 30-ish on the res. Prefixes can't be changed. Okay, I'll take tier 1. I can live with tier 1 res. I guess that's okay. All right. All right, I need yellow juice. And then do I have to craft strength on here? I do. Okay. I wonder if I can get away with strength and dex. Let's see. F. No, if that top rolls, how much do I need? 10 more strength. Top rolling that will give me 4 more. Annoying. God, how much am I missing? What?
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.